In the global race to build smart human-like robots, we hear the same names over and over. But behind the scenes, a new force is building a robotics engine so powerful it could totally redefine the industry. Let's break down exactly how it's happening.
So, when you think about advanced humanoid robots, what's the first thing that jumps to mind? Probably Boston Dynamics, right? Or maybe Tesla's Optimus. But is invention really the whole story? Who is truly set up to not just design these things, but to actually mass produce them and get them out into the world on a huge scale?
Well, the answer, more and more, seems to be China. And it's not because of some single flashy breakthrough. Nope. It's the results of this powerful, complex system that has created a momentum that's just pretty much unmatched. So in this explainer, we're going to tear this down piece by piece. First, we'll get the big picture of this new robotic superpower. Then we'll dive into the government's master plan, its incredible industrial engine, the crazy competition that's fueling it, and finally, its secret weapon, the advantage it has in AI and data.
All right, first up. China's rise here isn't an accident. It's being driven by something called industrial convergence, which is basically when all of a country's key strengths start pointing in the exact same direction, creating this incredible force. So, what does that actually mean? Well, at its core, it means the government's plan, the factories, the money, the market, and all the smart people are working together, in sync. It's an almost unbeatable formula for dominating a new technology. We can think of this whole thing like a high-performance engine with four key parts. You've got state direction as the fuel, industrial might as the powerful chassis, fierce competition as the turbocharger, and a massive data advantage as the lubricant that makes it all run smoothly. And this whole thing starts right at the top. This isn't just happening organically. It's the result of a very deliberate, very comprehensive strategy from the central government. They've pinpointed robotics as absolutely crucial to the country's future. And this strategy looks like a lot of different things. You have huge national plans like Made in China 2025, tons of financial support, and, this is the really critical part, the government itself acts as the first and biggest customer. This takes a huge amount of risk off the table for these companies and gives them a guaranteed market to test and perfect their robots in the real world. That's a priceless head start. Okay, but a great plan doesn't mean much if you can't actually build anything. And that brings us to the second part of the engine, the unbelievable power of China's hardware and supply chain ecosystem. This is where ideas turn into physical things at a speed you just can't find anywhere else. This slide right here tells the whole story. In a place like Shenzhen, all the suppliers you need for motors, sensors, chips, you name it, they're practically your neighbors. So a task that takes a Western company months of dealing with global supply chains, a company in China can get done in just a few days. That ability to iterate at lightning speed is a massive, massive advantage. And the result of that speed is, well, it's profound. It lets companies fail fast, learn even faster, and once they get a design right, they can scale up from making 10 robots to 10,000 robots with stunning efficiency. Now, when you have that kind of industrial power, it creates the perfect environment for our third component, a hyper-competitive landscape. You can think of it like a Darwinian pressure cooker, where only the fastest, most efficient, and most innovative companies actually make it. And this competition is being fueled by an absolute fire hose of cash. We're talking billions of dollars from both private VCs and state-backed funds being poured directly into the humanoid robotics sector. It's just accelerating progress at a blistering pace. And just look who's in the game. You've got these nimble startups like Unitree that are making a name for themselves around the world. You've got the huge tech giants like Xiaomi jumping in. And you even have electric car companies like XPeng getting involved because they see the huge overlap in things like batteries and autonomous systems. So here's the really crucial point. All this insane competition isn't just about building the best robot. It's about building an affordable one. This constant push to drive down costs is the thing that's going to make mass adoption a real possibility, moving these robots from a lab curiosity into our factories, hospitals, and maybe even our homes. But of course, a powerful, affordable robot body is totally useless without a brain. And that brings us to the final critical piece of the engine, the AI that makes these machines smart, and the oceans of data you need to train that AI. A humanoid's AI has to learn how to walk,
how to keep its balance, how to pick things up. And just like a person, it learns by watching and doing. To do that, it needs data. Not just a little bit of data, but massive, unbelievable amounts of real-world data from actually doing tasks.
And this is where China has another incredible edge. Because they're already putting these robots to work in factories, warehouses, and hospitals, they're creating this constant feedback loop of data, which is the absolute lifeblood of machine learning. And this isn't just some experiment. It's driven by a real national need to solve the problem of a shrinking workforce, which creates a powerful reason to collect that data and make the AI better as fast as possible.
So let's put it all together. You've got state direction creating a guaranteed market. You have the industrial base providing unmatched speed. You have fierce competition driving down costs. And you've got the AI and data advantage making the robots smarter, faster. Each part makes the others stronger, creating that unstoppable momentum we talked about right at the beginning.
And all of this leads to a pretty powerful conclusion. While a lot of the initial invention may have happened in the West, the future of actually building, scaling, and deploying these robots for the whole world, that might just be mastered in the East.
Which leaves us with one final huge question to think about. We all saw how fast smartphones took over the world once they became affordable and easy to produce. So, what happens to our world, to our jobs, to our daily lives when humanoid robots powered by this incredible engine become just as common?